place to work.
Around 8 o'clock like this, I begin to shoot everybody.
When the band is there now, we beg them, please, come. They don't help us, but the way they spoil everything.
We have reported the matter to the police.
Now.
Welcome everyone, and welcome Mike. Now honestly it's been an amazing weekend, but it's over.
Yes.
It's time to get back to work.
Get back to work.
We hope for a productive week with endless possibilities in sight. And thank you so much.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for letting us into your homes. If you're already out all year, we appreciate that you actually start off with us here on Wake Up Nigeria every single day. Do remember now, we do this exactly for you.
We have quite a bit of a show planned for you this morning. Let's get started. Let's get into our most comfortable position. Let's lay back, enjoy a little time on TV. My name is Titilayo.
And of course, my name is Mazino Appeal. Now, we have an amazing hour, 45 minutes to spend with you. Remember, you can use the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC across all social media platforms to be a part of the show here today.
You can also watch us live from absolutely anywhere across the world through our mobile app. Now, all you need to do is download the app, Google Play Store or iOS, and we're right there with you.
Oh, by the way, have you followed us yet on our platforms? Please do already. We are at TVC Connect on Facebook, Instagram, and also on Twitter. Now, let's tell you what we have coming up for the show today. For a usual Monday Motivation, we will be joined by high-performance coach and convener of the Focused Life Summit, Boluwatife Davids, to talk about harnessing the power of focus to achieve results.
Focus. How focused are you?
And to support small businesses today, we have someone very special, Emeka Adigwe, the CEO of Metal, a Nigerian boot-style footwear brand challenging the narrative commonly associated with things made in Nigeria.
Ooh, those look good. Hi guys.
Yes, indeed. Hello, Mike, and welcome once again. Good to have you back on.
Welcome me.
No, we missed you last week.
We did. I know
Don't mind him.
Drama. Mikey.
And you missed a very interesting 5 days of fantastic Wake Up Nigeria. It was so beautiful last week, honestly.
It's good to miss sometimes. But we're into 2021 full gear. How's it been so far?
Indeed.
My question on my answer would be, how much money have you made?
You're balling.
Don't worry, it's coming up.
So there's something you say. Some people supposed to say about money. If somebody is trying too much to make you make money, you need to be careful about that thing.
Why?
Yeah, because really,
it might benefit them more than it would benefit you.
Exactly. You know, when somebody is trying to, you need to, I'm just saying.
The funny thing is, what you just said actually defines what social media is generally. When you see people doing a bit too much on social media, looking all like peng and everything, the truth is right underneath it.
How peng are they?
How peng are they? No. There was a saying I saw that actually kind of like inspired me this morning. It says, it's easy to look. It had like 4 pencils and one of them was really sharp while the others were used. And the saying was, it's easy to look sharp when you haven't done anything, when you're getting nothing done.
Yeah.
So you get it. So you're looking at peng and everything.
There's too much synchrony this morning. So I saw Michelle Obama's thank you message for her birthday was yesterday, I think. She I don't know why, but she had this very scruffy picture. She had this very scruffy picture. Her hair was all out everywhere. She had this look on her face. And then she said something like, oh, well, we know how 2020 has been and all that. But she was, I feel like she was in her most vulnerable state. And she intentionally put that kind of picture. She didn't want to put a glammed up picture.
Yeah, very true.
And that's what she put up. Like, go check it out. I was like, I was very shocked.
So it's really interesting you should say that. So there was a foreigner that came into an office, and he came into this office, and the office had loads of clutter, a lot of people around people. And then the person bringing the guy into the office said, "Oh, sorry about the mess." And the guy said, "No, it shows that there's work going on here."
Exactly.
So if you go into a place and it's a
all
bit
kept
too
and everything,
tidy, a bit too
maybe
well set up, you know, a bit too clean.
Perspective.
What are they hiding?
Yeah, no, her perspective.
You know?
I think it's about.
by the way,
Okay.
Titi,
What?
when you're looking at Mike, I cannot see your face at all. It's so big.
What? You don't
what
like
happened
big
to her
hair?
bone straight? She had bone straight all last week, by
Yeah,
the way.
I
Mike.
did.
What's
It was a
that?
bit too straight.
That bone straight at the end, Sha.
Wow.
I don't know. What was the hype about?
I
The guy-
did a bit
it was
of
looking like, what they
research.
call it? Is it
Help me, ask me.
what they call that one? There's one they call it. Is it Dali?
Wow.
So you see, let me tell you something. The guys don't know the difference.
Nah, we...
I tell you.
Can
Some
you
guys
tell
do.
them? We
No,
are
no.
guys. Hair
You
is
guys
hair.
wear because of other ladies.
Tough.
Wow.
We
Thank you very
don't.
much.
I'm serious.
Okay.
You whether
I don't
you wear,
believe this.
we
I
don't
don't
know.
believe
Like
this.
if you like wear bold straights, wear darling, what do you
Yes,
call
so
So
that?
the guys know the difference when they're
expression.
paying for it.
This is a
We know
caption.
the difference when they're
This is a
paying for
caption
it.
moment.
We don't know.
I hope we get Mike on a caption saying we don't know the difference between bone straight
You
and whatever
don't
this
know
is.
the
No,
difference.
not me. Olade does not know. Masino does not know.
So you
Best
know
man
the
doesn't
difference
know.
when you drop your ATM
Shagun
card to
doesn't
pay
know.
for it.
Leko doesn't know.
Tell you what,
Aki
while
doesn't
we're
know.
trying to find
Taiwo
out
doesn't
exactly
know.
what the differences are between bone
Angie
straight
doesn't
and
know.
the others, let's do the weather and then next will be news. Welcome back, and let's do the news this hour. Here now, we begin with the security situation in the country. Now, 5 persons have been killed, while 3 others are battling injuries as bandits invaded 3 communities in Kaduna State, raiding several homes and shooting sporadically. The Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arunwa, confirmed the attacks. He said the attacks happened in Igabi Chikun and Giwa local government areas of the state, resulting to the death of an 80-year-old woman in Asharu village, that's in Igabi area. In another development, the ward head of Kunti in Chikun local government area of the state, Samaila Yehona, has also been killed alongside 2 others. Also in Giwa local government area, as the bandits barricaded the road between Fatika and Kidandan, opening fire on commuters plying the road, killing unidentified woman, while 3 other persons were injured in the attack. And the Air Task Force of Operation Lafia Dole has continued its quest to rid the northeast of terror threat in a statement by the coordinator. Now here he said the Defense Media Operations Major General Jonah Eneche, additional 6 gun trucks were deployed and several terrorists killed in an attempt to reinforce their colleagues. The helicopter gunships engaged the convoy of ISWAP gun trucks and they approached Mate Axis for reinforcements. Major General Eneche added that the armed forces will not relent but continue to corroborate with other security agencies to sustain the offensive. Other stories now. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has asked the National Assembly to stop President Muhammadu Buhari from selling government properties to fund the 2021 budget. In a statement issued by the Deputy Director, Kolawole Uluwadari, the group appealed to the leadership of both chambers to bar the president from carrying out such moves as it would be counterproductive. The group wants the leadership of the National Assembly to urgently review the 2021 appropriation legislation and to identify areas to cut. Well, welcome back. And of course, it's a Monday. First things first, let's get done with the headlines, let you know what's happening inside of the dailies, as you might be picking up 1 or 2 of them. Now, so let's start with this headline from the Guardian newspaper for today, 18th January 2021. Big rubrics here. Economic manager in policy trap as inflation climbed higher. Writers say key structural issues should be addressed, say economists. LCCI. Capital flight, or rather, yes, capital flight at its highest as inflow dry up. And outdated NIMC facilities stalling NIM-SIM linkage. More headlines there at the bottom of The Guardian. Ohaneze crisis deepens as faction heads for court. And NNPC sells $120.49 million volume of oil, gas, and trading surplus dips. At the very top of The Guardian, no, that would be it for The Guardian newspaper. Let's move on now swiftly to our next paper, and that's the Nigerian Tribune for a Monday morning. Schools resume amid COVID-19 spike. Now, this is of much concern to parents. FG states must not renege on putting in place necessary preventive measures, say ASU, and teachers ready for resumption. Private schools have measures in place, says NUT and NAPST. Will monitor implementation of COVID-19 protocols in schools, says Nance, in confusion over HOS circular on stay-at-home order for civil servants in Lagos. Now, foreign diplomats must obtain NIN, says the federal government. And Edo government deploys police constabularies to arrest persons without face masks in public. Please use your face masks while you're out there. It's in our hands. Bandits kill 10 in Zamfara, abduct 17 in Niger, kill 80-year-old, 4 others in Kaduna State. Those are the headlines inside of the Tribune this morning. We move on now quickly to the Vanguard. And 24 killed as bandits, cultists go on rampage, and plenty of riders to that story, which we also covered inside the news today. Why we want to support Igbo presidency in 2023. This is IPOB, as most of those prepared for the post are caliphate bred traitors, it says. And at the top of Vanguard, COVID-19 experts worry as gaps in national response drive new cases, and NIN mandatory for foreign diplomats from the FG. That's our headlines from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Moving on swiftly to the Daily Trust. And on the front page of the Daily Trust this morning, states squander billions as ruling parties clear LG polls. Kano spend 2.3 billion naira, Rivers 2 billion naira, Kaduna 1 billion naira, Plateau 1 billion naira, Jigawa, Gombe under others, mum on expenditure. And it's a fraud, CSOs say, call the SIEC's scrap. At the very top of the Daily Trust, COVID-19, the Edo Kaduna governments suspend school resumption, so not all states are resuming today, and 18 kidnapped Kano traders reunite with families. Bandits kill 13 in Zamfara, Kaduna, abduct 17 in Niger State. And to the photo story here, 30-year-old Gambian lawyer, or sorry, not the photo story, but 30-year-old Gambian lawyer emerges Daily Trust African of the year. Oh, then I was correct from before. That's as much as we can take for the headlines this morning. We do thank you for joining us. Do stay tuned. Let's do some Daily Vulnerables now. And when we get back, we'll be right here on the couch for some coffee gist.
Deep stuff there.
Very deep. Always something very
deep.
calming.
Yeah.
Which is Daily Vulnerables each day. Now, remember what I was talking about when we started?
Yeah.
There it is. It's easy to look, if we can get Titi's big hair out of the way.
Wow, Mazino.
It's easy to look sharp when you haven't done any work. And this just is what social media is all about currently. I just wanted people to actually take note of this. Because you're looking all scruffy doesn't mean you're not getting anything done. Just take notes. We know all the work that goes on underneath. That's fantastic. So, hey,
everything is
just
about
wanted
perspective.
everybody to see it.
When you see a quote or you see something, there is always that exception. So it's very, very instructive.
Also, in terms of perception, from the ladies' standpoint, there are a lot of ladies that look a little cosmetic. And I say a little cosmetic, they have the big hair, they have the heels, the great handbags. It doesn't mean they're not getting work done.
Same way, exactly.
Exactly. So it is all a matter of perspective. You need to actually look deeper. And don't believe you know someone just because you've seen all the pictures that they have online. There was something someone said, like, you know, how come, because she was having challenges in her relationship. And then she was like, oh, look at these guys. They always look so happy. They're all doing all okay.
Don't judge an Instagram page by the pictures.
They just got a new house. I'm like, yo, you're not in their house. So you don't know whether they're sleeping in the same room.
True, in that big house
you don't know whether that guy just, you know, eats in that house. You have no idea what's going on.
Fantastic.
You don't.
While we're talking on the online issues and everything, Mike, last week we were talking about this zero tolerance that Instagram has currently for not just Instagram, across all social media platforms. Zero tolerance for hate speech. And I thought to myself that it was just about time, because we had a couple of very notable people get their accounts suspended.
Yeah.
We're wondering what for. But it's becoming evident and more clearer now that it's particularly hate speech and bullying, online bullying. And,
you know what?
and the
You know,
rest.
I think it came to a head with the outgoing president of the United States, Donald Trump.
Yeah.
You know, and something quite instructive was when Jack Dorsey, said he has always been a bit reluctant. There have been calls that, not now, from a very long time, he should suspend Donald Trump's account. He said he has always been reluctant. Like, okay, he's thinking, look, am I restricting free speech? But he said with the events on the 6th of January, with what happened, so they did further investigation, found out that other smaller social media networks, the ones that were built, and these people were, you know, canvassing, getting support and all that. And it was because of these things that were being said on Twitter. I said, look, this is inciting violence. People died, you know, and all of that. So, hey, come on. It's not, you can speak when you want to speak. This is our platform. Doesn't mean that look, it's us. But you can start your own.
You would think it will take a while before it reaches us here in Nigeria, but immediately accounts were getting suspended. We had 2 personalities of whom they got their accounts suspended because of things that they said or even just simply wrote. There is actually
you mean Today Not?
And of course,
Today Not was not really. Instagram was not really. I think for Today Not. See, this is it very simple. There are too many reports at the same time.
Yes.
His own was automated. You understand? So from what...
So they're sitting now waiting for him to open another.
So then some people just have about 1,000, 2,000 people reporting at the same time. It's automated.
But then again, it's still,
So it's automated.
It still probably does... okay, so there are other platforms like WhatsApp and other, you know, chatting platforms where there are groups. And if someone puts something in a group, let's report...
Exactly.
All of them will just troop there, and you know, so these things there's still a fine line. What if someone just decides to hate on someone else?
Yeah, so what are the checks if it is just the, you know, just
so they
someone
must
just trying
have,
to get back at
hopefully they did a lot more investigation first.
I'm hoping so.
There were a lot of screenshots of chats that happened behind the scenes between Tunde and some other people.
Which I'd like to think they have access to.
Yeah, hopefully. And then, of course, some of them could be photoshopped.
For this one, it's automated. Though. Do you know how many?
Sure?
Do you know how many Instagram accounts have been reported or are online daily? You think they have staff sitting down and are checking everyone?
Well, I'll tell you something. If you have the kind of growth that he had, or the kind of numbers that he had, you would be on a checklist. You would be on a board that, okay, because you have a certain power that comes with that mass of people that they need to keep you on some sort of checklist. You can't have, once you have 1 million followers, I think you're raising a flag and saying, hey, I can do something with these 1 million ears I have, and that is very, very important. But however, if you're out there, take note. Certain things are red flags on social media now. If you're putting out even words, specific words are actually red flagged. At least they're going to check how you're using these words, what you're telling people with these words. And if you're not careful, you're also going to fall prey.
I think,
well, not really prey, but you're just going to get your suspended, account suspended.
Certain levels of nudity as well are being flagged. Yes, certain levels.
That's maybe just on Instagram. Twitter allows everything, man.
Honestly,
really? I did not know this. I have never known this. I have never I don't know how he knows this.
Wow.
Mike obviously knows this
So
very well.
when you see somebody with a tongue-in-cheek statement, you just know this one is tongue in stomach. It's deeper than tongue-in-cheek.
So please be careful what you're posting online, what you're saying.
No, don't
online.
be careful. The repercussions will come on you.
Exactly, you're just gonna get it coming.
Because at times when you get causality, cause and effect. When the effect of whatever you do happens, you understand.
Don't make it a dark space. Social media is a tool. Depends how you use it. Please use it to the betterment of yourself and also society. Just like we heard from Daily Vulnerables, you want to think about what it does to everybody, what it causes on the other side. So let's take a break right now. Thank you very much for keeping tuned. Do stay tuned. We've got plenty more coming. We haven't broken in the kitchen segment yet, and you're going to love what we got cooking.
already very, very busy in the kitchen, man. Like, there's so much has already happened. We need to roll back for you to catch up with what we have done. But Chef Praise is in the house. How you doing, man?
I'm fine, sir. Good morning.
You're wearing airpod, though. are you receiving instructions there or something? Okay, so we have something quite interesting. This one enthuses me because this is something that I'm not really used to. I prefer the more, the one that is more akin to us. But hey, come on. What are we doing this morning?
I'm making snow rice and broccoli sauce.
Snow rice?
Yeah.
Snow rice and broccoli sauce.
Yeah.
What's snow rice?
Okay, now, it's just a normal white rice, so I had veggies inside.
Just normal white rice?
Yeah.
You now call it snow rice? Okay. Snow rice and broccoli sauce. Okay, so we have quite a number of interesting ingredients here. Let's take a look at what we have here. We'll start from this one. What's this bush here? It's like a shrub or something. What's this?
This is the broccoli.
This is the broccoli. So no wonder this is the broccoli. Why does it have this kind of look? Is this how it's gotten? This is how it grows?
Exactly.
Okay, so is this a root plant or it's the top?
This is actually the tops.
Okay, this is actually the top. Okay, it's not a root plant. Okay, good. So we have broccoli here. What do we have here?
Bell pepper.
Bell peppers, and they are in different colors, of course, for the spice. There we have that's sweet corn.
Very well.
All right. What's this grass here?
Parsley.
Parsley.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I have my mushrooms.
Mushrooms. And then, of course, we have our boiled eggs there.
Yeah, so
this is what?
Kidney beans.
Kidney beans.
And these
runner beans. Okay, yeah, I know that
carrot.
one. That's a carrot. What's this?
I have shrimps. This is chicken, and this is beef.
Why are three of them looking alike? I mean, you need to. Let's take a look at this. Why shrimps?
I marinated them all.
Shrimps?
Yes.
Chicken and
the
beef. Okay, so you marinated them in the same sauce?
Yeah.
What sauce were they marinated in?
I had, so I had corn flour, I had egg, I had pepper, and then sauce.
How long did you marinate
with soy sauce? About like 8 hours.
8 hours. Okay, so marinating means you mix them up and
Very
then
well.
did you put them in the fridge or something?
Exactly.
Wonderful. I tried marinating once. It didn't come out too good, eh? But hey, come on, let's get straight to it. So Snow White, our rice is somewhere, right? Snow White rice is somewhere. Okay, so how do we start with? I saw you were dicing the carrots and all of that. So pre-preparation, what do people have to do before they get this meal done? Is there anything pre-preparation or pre?
Yeah, so you have to get all your veggies, cut, especially the broccoli. So
this is the main ingredient, right?
Exactly. So this is what I'm using. So I also have a soy sauce, so which is it. And then this, I'm gonna stir fry all these proteins. Yeah. So
this is protein too. Mushroom is protein.
So I'm using this mushroom. I'm using this beef. So I will stir fry them all. So before adding my other ingredient.
I've always been scared of mushrooms. I don't know why. Maybe it's kind of stories I had growing up about mushrooms and all of that. Okay, so let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get straight to it, all right?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're stir frying the protein. The protein first. This thing looks so nice, though. This looks so nice. Okay. All right. Well, so it's quite a very diverse ingredient platter we have here. You can say it up. We have beef, we have carrot, broccoli. Of course, that's the main thing. Cabbage, cucumber. Titi taught me how to pronounce that one quite well. Of course, there's mint leaves. We also have sweet corn. There's sweet corn, there's bell pepper, there's egg, we have mushrooms, we have runner beans, we have kidney beans, we have carrot, we have shrimps, we have beef, and we have chicken, all looking alike. There's salt, pepper, there's parsley, of course, there's ginger and garlic seasoning cube, and then, of course, we have, is there onions here?
Yes, sir.
There's onions here?
Yeah.
Okay, we also have onions. So that's what you need. This thing is very plenty.
Yes, sir.
Very, 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 as I'm talking about the diversity of the ingredients for Snow White rice and broccoli sauce. Okay, good. So let's get straight into it. When I say broccoli, I think of 007, the writer of 007, Okay, so let's get straight to it. Now we're still having to dice the carrot, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. We're starting the frying with that. Let's see. Is this on? Okay, while we're getting this set, we'll get this set in due time. Okay, is there any other thing we need to prepare while we'll get this set behind the scene?
Okay, so I omitted cabbage.
Oh yeah, cabbage is also there. Right? We're still putting in.
Yeah.
And then that's the cucumber. The cucumber is for garnishing, right? It's just it's not like it's going to boil or anything inside, right?
It's going to boil inside.
Okay, we're still getting ourselves set right up here while we put all of this together to make a wonderful, wonderful dish for you this morning. We have Monday motivation. Of course, Titi has that one covered for us.
Yes, how would we begin our week without motivation? We've been joined with our high-performance coach and the convener of the Focus Life Summit, Boluwatife David. Now, today we're going to be talking about harnessing the power of focus. Now, this is in order to achieve results, and it's always great having you in the studio. Welcome back.
Good morning. It's good to be here again.
All right. So, focus, the power of focus, harnessing results. The fact that we need to link these two together. A lot of people feel like they're focused every day. You know, I'm focused. And then eventually at the end of the month, the results they're getting are not so bountiful. So where do we need to start?
Okay, so thank you so much for having me this morning. The truth of the matter is that a lot of people think that focus is actually, you know, staying fixated on one thing, right? But one of the things I've come to realize is that before you even decide the one thing that you need to focus on, you need to, first of all, identify your focus.
Okay.
So the challenge most of the time is that people are caught up in activities without a clear understanding of the outcome they want to achieve.
Okay.
So when it comes to focusing, the first thing that people need to understand is the difference between outputs and outcome. Now, those are two different things.
Okay.
Output refers to activities.
Okay.
Outcome refers to the end goal that we really desire to achieve. So take, for instance, this show, coming here this morning, having all the guests and all of those things. All of those things are mere activities, right, that would say, okay, we achieved our output.
Yes.
But the real question then is, did we achieve the reason for setting up the show?
Okay.
Now, when we are thinking from the outcome perspective, we are able to streamline on activities such that the activities we are doing then are the ones that are directly related to the outcome that we want to achieve.
Okay, so for instance, I want to maybe break it down to a pure water seller or a drink seller in traffic.
Yeah.
Right? Now, in order to, he puts in a lot of output.
Okay.
He has to run after the cars. He's in the sun every day. He's carrying a heavy load, right? And the outcome is that if he stays long enough, he will sell every single bottle, right?
Okay.
Or that he has on his head or in his hands or whatever. So has he achieved maximum output, right?
He has achieved maximum output.
Output.
But not necessarily outcome.
Outcome, okay.
Yeah, because for him as a person,
yes,
the outcome he desires is to have money.
Okay.
So selling pure water is activity. There are 1,000,001 ways of making money
Okay.
that might not take him to sell the pure water. So the point is the outcome, I mean the output, producing the desired result, which is the outcome. Oftentimes than not, it is not. Because the money he's making on that street selling the pure water might not be the amount of money he desires to make. So by the time he begins to look at it, that is this output, that because it goes out every day, comes back and he feels fulfilled. That is activity that he checked on the box. Oh, I went out, I saw pure water. But the point is it producing the kind of money that I desire? If it is not, then that means that that output, that although he's achieving those output, they are not producing the outcome. So he would have to look back to say, how do I then go about this thing in a way that is more sustainable and would then provide more money for me at the end of the day?
Okay, so how do we begin to, okay, we've realized this. We've come to the realization that what we're doing is not giving us the desired outcome. What's the next step to take from there?
So that is where it gets difficult, because a lot of people are already trapped in the web of activities that are not thinking about the output. So the first thing that people need to do is stop. Right? There are 5 things I like to talk about. Number 1 is freedom. A lot of people are not free. A lot of people are living in bondage. that they need to be free from activities first.
Okay.
In fact, some of the things people are doing are other people's activities that are slated out for them, not because they've been able to sit down to say, okay, what do I really need to do? So stop and free yourself. Freedom is the first thing. So when you know that, oh, I don't have to do this one thing to produce this result, I have 1,000,001 options. So that is where, so the first thing is freedom. The second thing that you need to do is organize. Organize. Okay. Now, organizing then comes from, a place of understanding. So I use the focus, we say focus. So I use the FOCUS to create this thing. So freedom comes from understanding the outcome that I really want to create and the things that I need to do. So when I free myself, I'm able to look at things like I push it away from myself to look at it properly and analyze it. I understand it. Yeah. Now, after I now understood it, I free myself of the activities that are not necessary. So I can focus now on the ones that are really necessary by organizing my time. Now, by the time I sit down and organize my time, that is where time planning and all of those things comes in. After that, I now say that in all of these things, for me to really produce this result, I need to then manage my state. Now, managing my state is being able to understand that at different times, different things will tug at me. But my ability to consistently remain productive and resourceful is dependent on my internal state. Because one of the things I've come to realize is that there are no unresourceful persons, only unresourceful states. So if I find myself in an unresourceful state, I will remain unproductive. If I move myself into a resourceful state, I will remain productive. So that's the way the system works, really. Okay,
so now it's all about being productive, all about making sure that we're using our time the right way, organizing things in such a way that we can have maximum output as well as maximum outcome.
Maximum outcome.
Yes.
Not necessarily maximum output.
So so this is where we hear that saying, work smart, not hard, right?
Exactly.
So you're saying that you might not have to be as stressed out daily as you are and have an even better outcome.
Exactly. Outcome,
right?
The moment you have outcome focused, it begins to tailor your mind as to the kind of activities that you need to produce as output.
Does this work also for those who are working in paid employment, for
Absolutely.
instance? So, for instance, you're in a bank, and maybe you're doing a certain number of hours, and you're getting a particular amount of money. Yeah. You're putting in maximum output, but not getting a maximum outcome.
So let me bring that into
as quickly
context.
as possible. Yeah.
Right. So for everybody in a typical day, you do two types of work. Okay. You do daily routine work, and you do project-based work. Okay. Now, daily routine work are the kind of things that you do that keeps your life floating. Project-based work are the kind of work that you do that moves you really closer to your goal. So somebody that is working a 9 to 5, he would have his daily outlined work, right? All of those things are daily routine tasks. What would make him to earn so much more on his job would be the project he's able to identify and then commit his time to, such that even though he's doing the daily routine, he's still getting some time to put into project-based tasks. That at the end of the day, the organization will be able to say that, oh, we're able to achieve this thing because of this person. And that is what will earn the person promotion and ultimately more money as reward.
You know what? This topic seems a lot deeper than the time we have for it today, but I have to say big thank you to you once again, Bulatife, for coming to talk to us.
It's always a pleasure.
We're going to be looking forward to your responses online as well. Please send us a message. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and we'll be helping to answer your questions. We have to take a quick break now, and we'll be back with more.
And now, welcome back. It's a Monday, and what's a Monday without a very, very interesting performance? In the studio with us, we have Oluwatobilola Adebiyi, also known by his stage name, Mizu. Now, Mizu, it's great to have you here for a performance for a Monday. We're glad to have you here. We can't wait. But please, I'm very curious. Where's the Mizu from in your name?
Mizu it means flow. It's a Japanese word. It came from an anime a couple years back while I was in secondary school. So right since then, my friends have been calling me Mizu.
Interesting. You already have fans upstairs. They're telling me how much they like you. Well, we can't wait for your performance. But what would you describe your kind of music as? What is it exactly? Afro-pop or just?
I do Afro-pop, I rap, and yeah, that's just it basically.
Fantastic. Hey, we can't wait to see you perform, so let's get already to that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Mizu.
This is for love on the grind. This is for love on the grind. This is for love on the grind. This is for love on the grind.
Wow, they call me MI to the ZU.
This for love
Main
on
man
the
music.
grind.
Listen, Triple M gang in the building. One time, say for love I've been the fool. For love I've been that nigga you could use. For love I've been that nigga all the ladies wanna choose. That's true. I give it all the better part of me. I give it all the sign to tell me they could never get from me. My loyalty 100 was the best. My honesty, my consciousness, my nigga do it always put to test. But nigga tell me what I get from it. I got a broken heart, broken bones, man, I broke it to the teeth. This shit is what I call life, man. People come and people go, I pray for more life, my nigga. I pray that when it's time for me to love, I'ma give it all my all to that special one I call wife. And to that ex who left me cause we were different. Hope you find your perfect match in life with no difference. Hope he never hurts you and makes you smile. Hope he takes you around the world to see life. You life talk, yo, cause you deserve it all. You deserve that good loving, baby, on and on. And if I'm ever to love you, maybe not next life. Hope I'm really all you need to live that good life. Say, cause I think I tried my best. Gave it all my all, probably even too much. I think I should've stopped when I had the chance. That maybe we could drop our issues in the past. But now you long gone, baby, and for a second I was lost. Hoping you would find me, then maybe come around. But as time went on, I started to understand that you were never coming back. And maybe love needs time, and time needs space. If you copy the money, with nothing make you fit stay. But I strap I never did, my pepe never pay. I know if you buy you Gucci products, I know to Giuseppe. Boy, you know say man a hustler. Boy, you know say man the boss upon the low. Steady on my grind, green light I'm on a go. Where the money be the face, someone a them me the go. Make these papers fit to come, quick come on make it no slow. Cause at the end of every talk, when you cook, now money be fine, but we ain't go shake out a feel say part of why he live now, cause abundance never there. Forgetting not just the rain, I go to get my sunny days. Wow. Or maybe now your party with it, but we will try make you feel a monk. You down there in your cruise, girl. So why you acting pretty fly? Why you changing all your ways? Is it for fun, girl? Or now your true self? My advice, do one major thing for you. Never lie to God or man. Please be truthful to yourself too. As for my flows, I accept I'm no be lie. I've been working on myself till that very day I die, boo. Back to my grind. Music go pay me soon. To my children they support, Baba God go bless you too. Soon I'ma hit your TV. Eshima got me radio. Ashima talk kiri. Eshima got me feeling California, North America, all over the continent. Cause I be pushing hard and I be praying harder. And I be praying to judge Jehovah, my able father. Lord, give me joy, give me peace, give me plenty rubber. As for this love life, I live up to your hands, God. Make everybody happy, now the plan, Lord. But as to be, I got to focus on this grind. Give it everything I got, or else I don't commit a crime. By this time it's me, my family and friends. When they push the boy for life, they make you no relent. Konikwe shele se, Ashima Kopapa, Ashima Joba BJ's in New America. They call me MI to the Z, you wanna know me, man, busy the Triple M gang in the building. One time, baby. One time, baby.
Chase these papers, bro. Love comes after. One time, baby.
Great one. Thank you. Their wonderful performance. And it's already hot in here. It was hot out there. It's hot in here. This is beef, right?
Yes.
Okay, now I think I can differentiate it when it's already fried and all that. So is that oil? That's in oil, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how long does this go for?
No less than 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So do we do them differently or would
Yes.
put it out?
No,
each one is going to be on its own.
Yes, sir.
Oh wow, that will take some time. Okay, that will take some time. But then what? How about the mushrooms? What time do they come in? Are they going to go into this?
I'm gonna stir fry this for just like 5 minutes.
On its own also?
Yes.
So that's going to take some time. We're going to stir fry the mushrooms. We're stir frying the beef. We're also going to stir fry the chicken. And then we're going to stir fry the shrimps. All of them going to be separate. So that's how you get to do this. Now, why are you doing them separately?
Okay. This has a different taste. This has a different taste.
Okay, but they all come together.
Yes.
Last. Okay,
Yeah,
but
so
to get them done,
they have to be separate.
They have to be okay. There's something that has to because normally me I just see that since they all come together, you can put them from the beginning now, you know. But I think I get to understand where you're coming from, so that their individual tastes can still remain even when they are together.
Yes, sir.
So all right, that's wonderful. That's something I'm also looking forward to. So this is our diced cucumber and cabbage already here. We didn't show them the cabbage earlier on, but we diced this and put this all together, right?
Yes,
So what's
sir.
going into that water? Why are we boiling the water?
The rice.
Okay, that's for the rice.
Yeah.
We've not still seen the rice. So.
Okay.
Okay, but
gonna
yeah,
be
we have the
invisible.
broccoli here. It's in, how is this prepared? Come, can we get this? Let them see it.
So
how is this prepared?
I have to blanch this. I boiled hot water.
You have to blanch. What's blanch?
You blanch your veggies.
What is blanch?
Now you boil hot water.
Okay.
And then you pour in your veggies.
Okay, wash it with hot water. That's blanching.
Exactly.
Wow. Where's that? That's French, eh? Blanche. You gotta blanch your veggies.
Yeah,
okay, so after blanching, we cut it up already, yeah?
Yeah. I
cut it
chop
up.
it into cubes. So I will leave it here for 5 minutes.
I know when I see this thing inside sauce, I always kind of avoid it. And I think I
very
might
healthy.
still. It's very healthy.
I'm telling you,
There are many things that are healthy that we avoid. eh?
Okay, so you don't have to avoid this. I'm telling you.
It's
Broccoli is very healthy.
okay.
The
Okay.
mushrooms, yeah.
No worry. Okay,
I'm
so
gonna leave this here for a few minutes. So when I'm cooking, it's gonna be the last that we add because
it's the last thing coming
yeah.
in.
So I don't want it to.
It has this aroma. It
Yes.
has this quite very unique aroma that I can perceive.
Yeah. So I want it to be crunchy. That's why I'm blanching it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay, crunchy broccoli. That's nice. Okay, apart from the broccoli, which is of course the main ingredient for the sauce, there are other ingredients that we have. We've already diced our carrots, runner beans, and of course our kidney beans. There's cabbage, there's cucumber, there's mint leaves, sweet corn. We also have bell pepper, green peppers, whole mushrooms, salt, pepper, parsley, chicken, shrimps, soy sauce, kidney beans, ginger and garlic seasoning cubes, spring onions, and normal onions. Okay. So we are not using the same oil so that you don't have that the taste of the beef inside, probably the shrimps and all of that.
You're right. Like I said,
This is exclusivity in cuisine matters. Okay, so that's it. So another set of the oil is going in and all of that. And which one goes now? The
chicken.
The chicken, eh?
Yeah, so it's not gonna stay long.
The shrimps is last, eh?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I just want the oil to heat a bit.
To heat up a bit. Okay,
Yeah.
so while that is heating up, this has to be done in hot water for it to be crunchy.
Yes.
Is that we can't get it crunchy without
so
putting
I
it in hot
don't.
water?
So because when I put it inside the food directly, it can get soaky. So I have to blanch it. So it's gonna be the last I will add. So the hot water will make it a bit.
So you
crunchy
can
and
do
hard.
the sauce before you put the broccoli and you can put.
Yeah, you can stir fry this separately.
No,
and-
what I'm saying is that when the sauce is going to be done, you put the one that the broccoli is not inside.
Yeah.
Yeah? You have to do that one separate, yeah? Because not everyone is used to this thing as it is, eh? Okay, so that's the chicken going in, eh?
Yes,
What
sir.
part of chicken is this?
Okay, this is the breast. Chicken
Ah, my best part. Why do they always use this part when they want to do this kind of things?
God.
Or can't they use other parts?
And this is
Like the
soft.
laps, the thighs.
This is so soft, so
This one is soft.
yeah.
Okay, so that's it going there. How
So
long
I
will this
seasoned
go
this
for?
with soy sauce.
Was
pepper.
it boiled before?
No.
It wasn't boiled?
Yeah. So because it's been shredded, so it's not gonna take time.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Why didn't you boil? Because I know some people boil
Boil,
before they
yeah.
want to fry. Why didn't you boil?
So because I marinated it, so I
Okay.
don't have to boil it. Because when I boil it, and then I can't marinate it again.
Maybe that's what I missed the last time. Like it's like I boiled and marinated at the same time. And so when the thing out came out now, I was wondering. Yeah. But okay, this all looks nice. We're getting ourselves done. So this will go on for a while. We also have the shrimps, and when it's done, we'll get to show you the final phase of how everything comes together. We'll take this time out now. The first lap is done. Second lap coming right up.
Oh, it's behind the scenes shenanigans going on in here. But hey,
A bit too many.
you're still on to the most entertaining breakfast show on Nigerian television. It is Wake Up Nigeria, and we're glad that you guys are still on with us.
Of course, they're with us every single weekday morning, and it's your Feel Good Monday edition today. The first 1 hour was hopefully able to shake you up a little, get you in the mood for the rest of the day. But we are doing what we can to get ahead, especially when it comes to our passion this morning. Work becomes play. Right?
Now, well, you can't be further from the truth because we love that you are here with us and that you let us into your homes, and that is why we are your #1 breakfast show.
Yes,
aren't we?
yes, we are. Now, hopefully, we've been able to start your day off the right way. We are having a great time ourselves. About 45 minutes left to go on the show. My name is Titi Layo.
And of course, my name is Mazino Hungry Appeal because I have the biggest vacuum in my stomach and the chef is not helping matters at all this morning.
Chef, what are you doing to us?
Can we be done already?
Chef, honestly, the chef is cupping away.
In the
Mike
kitchen.
is
Mike is just doing fine.
This is the thing that used to cause days to fire. People will not focus on what you are doing. You have changed it to hungry is now your name.
Wow.
But Benny, focus. That's what you said this morning. Focus. That's motivation.
Indeed. Remember
But
now.
yeah, we're getting done. That's the chicken that we're stir frying. It was marinated for 8 hours.
Wow. That's a very long time, isn't it?
Very
taste
long.
all the
Some people
flavors?
marinate for days.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
do that
but
with a little
yeah,
bit of,
we're well on our way to what it will look like finally.
Yeah. Well, you can follow everything that's happening inside of the kitchen. If you want to use a hashtag when you make a comment, however, use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. We get to read them. I also want to say thank you very much for seeing us live on all our platforms, especially on Facebook. We know you're out there. We're going to be perhaps reading some of your messages on there. Just in case you want to say a hi, it's all good. Download the app as well.
Yeah, our mobile app is available for iOS and, of course, Android devices. Just have that on your phone and you can watch us from anywhere.
Yes, indeed. Now, let's let you know what's still remaining on today's show. We have some significant moments from way back this week in history that we're going to be sharing with you guys. So do stay tuned. You're going to love these discoveries, let's say, in quotes.
Yeah, and you can
Fantastic.
tell a lot about a guy by his shoes.
Really? What kind of a guy am I?
You can. So how well kept are they? How clean are they? You know? Come on now. Our guys in the studio are always on point. I'm just talking about
Just a little
generally.
spit and shot.
Generally. How much money? I know that men don't spend a lot of money on different things, but I believe they should spend money on good footwear. Yes.
There's everything that
Yeah.
every different person feels they should or we should spend money.
Spend money on, right?
So we'll say that, your watch is the most important accessory. Some will
Are you
say,
sure?
yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah.
people that will tell you that the first thing you look at is your hands and all that.
Are you serious?
You just do your best, and the one you like, you show yourself.
I just think looking neat and in place is better than trying to, expend too much on the little details.
Yeah, okay, so
Not saying that I don't indulge sometimes with certain things.
Yeah.
I do, but I'm
we all know that women spend a lot on shoes.
On their hair.
But shoes. I'm talking
spend
about
a lot
shoes.
on everything.
I'm talking about men's
Everything.
footwear.
Everything.
Especially if, for instance, you enter a room and a guy has just taken off his shoes and, you are aware by not looking at the fact that he has taken off his shoes,
Okay, you
that
mean-
his shoes have been removed.
Okay, you mean
yeah,
I get what you mean. Ooh, I
Okay,
get what
which
you
is
mean.
one of the reasons why so even if you're working in an office,
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise you to wear your shoe the whole 8 to 9 hours you're there.
Okay.
Get some easy slippers or something that you can slip in because man, at the end when you get back home, you understand. Get something that maybe while you're under the desk, you understand. You can put it if you're going out
Adjust
to go
your
and do
feet.
something. Yeah, you can put your feet inside and get out. So if you're in an official place and all that, you need to step out. Okay, hey, get back into the main shoes, but have something just by the side. Like, and that's for the guys.
Yeah.
Just for the
Honestly,
ladies.
it's crazy that, things like that actually happen. Whenever it does happen and you're right there with someone like that and you're trying everything possible to just completely ignore the situation, it just drives me crazy sometimes.
Tell you what we're going to do now. Let's go for some fact-finding, and then when we get back, some more Wake Up Nigeria. And welcome back this hour. Now, let's do the news once again. We begin with the security situation in the country. 5 persons have been killed, while 3 others are battling injuries as bandits invaded 3 communities in Kaduna State, raiding several homes and shooting sporadically. The Commissioner for Internal Security and Homes Affairs, Samuel Arunwa, confirmed the attacks. He said the attacks happened in Igabi Chikun and Giwa local government areas of the state, resulting to the death of an 80-year-old woman in Sharu village, that's in Igabi area. In another development, the ward head of Koting in Chikun local government area of the state, Samaila Yohana, has also been killed alongside 2 others. Also in Gewa local government area, as the bandits barricaded the road between Fatika and Kidandan, opening fire on commuters plying the road, killing unidentified woman, while 3 other persons were injured in the attack. That's very sad. On now, the Air Task Force of Operations, Lafayette Dole, has continued its quest to rid the northeast of terror threats. In a statement by the coordinator, Defense Media Operations Major General John Eneche, additional 6 gun trucks were destroyed and several terrorists killed in an attempt to reinforce their colleagues. The helicopter gunships engaged the convoy of ISWAP gun trucks as they approached Mate Axis for reinforcement. Major General Eneche added that the armed forces will not relent but continue to cooperate with other security agencies to sustain the offensive. And in other stories now, the Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project has asked the National Assembly to stop President Muhammadu Buhari from selling government properties to fund the 2021 budget. In a statement issued by its Deputy Director, Kolawole Oluwadari, the group appealed to the leadership of both chambers to bar the government, or rather bar the president, from carrying out such moves, as it would be counterproductive, they say. The group wants the leadership of the National Assembly to urgently review the 2021 appropriation legislation and to identify other areas to cut from. Excited about sports? Well, you should be. We've got Mike back. And you are welcome back to our SME segment. We are joined by the CEO of Metal, Emeka Adigwe. Now, he is the founder of a Nigerian boot-style footwear brand challenging the narrative commonly associated with things made in Nigeria. Let me say a big welcome to you, Emeka. Good to have you again.
Thank you.
First time I bumped into you was at a leather fair, and you were exhibiting some of your made in Nigeria metal boots.
Yes.
Now, when we say metal, they're not. It's not like they're made out of metal.
I can understand.
Let's try and explain why you guys chose the name Metal for your footwear.
Okay, metal, as we all know, is a solid material, but very malleable. You know, malleable in the sense that you could roll it, you could do anything with it, and it takes the form to which you decide you blend it in. So the concept of the Metal brand is that this is a sturdy footwear that can be versatile. It's as versatile as it is. Like, for example, you could wear it with anything. Like, I'm wearing Afrocentric wear, and I'm still wearing a boot.
Nice. Nice. Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Fantastic. Looks very sturdy.
Yes, it's very sturdy.
Now, how have people taken to the brand, however? What is the sales like in Nigeria? And this is not just restricted to your brand. I'm talking about Made in Nigeria brand generally, because you are trying to go against that narrative that says Made in Nigeria brands are not good.
Beautiful. You know, when we started with the idea to start making shoes in Nigeria, because we were inspired by, you know, the kind of shoes we buy abroad, you know, the different kind of brands. I don't want to mention their names now, but we asked ourselves, can this be done in Nigeria? And we said, yes, it can be done. You know, so we had to do some research and found out that there were some very, very good artisans from this part of the world, you know, that could do very, very good stuff. And all we needed to do was to show them that they could do it. Most of them were doing slippers. Most of them were doing normal stuff, you know. But the moment we showed them the roadmap of how to get it done, because of my training as an architect, design person, so it was easy to bring them in to understand what it is. And of course, YouTube helped them see that, oh, there are people like me over there doing this stuff. And so they got interested, and that was how we started.
So for a small business, do you have a facility where you have these artisans who are actually hunched over making these shoes? They're handmade, by the way.
All our shoes are handmade, 100% handmade. We hand cut them, we hand stitch them, we hand last them. Everything about the process of shoemaking is handmade. So of course, we have machines that help us do some basic stuff, you know, and all that, but basically handmade.
So how big is this operation? How many people do you employ, for instance?
Okay, I have 2 operations, basically. I have an operation in Lagos, and I have an operation in Aba, you know. So
where else if not Aba?
That's the shoe. That's the shoe capital in Nigeria, really. And you know, and we started to do that because we wanted to change the narrative, like you said. You know, a lot of people have this concept that anything made here is not good enough for here. But when we met at the Lagos Leather Fair, I mean, a lot of people were amazed. You were one of the people amazed, and you were like, wow, are you sure? Are you not telling us something very funny? And I said, no, people need to understand that we have what it takes in Nigeria. All it takes is for the right environment, for the right people to believe in what we're doing, and for them to push that narrative to every other person. And of course, our products are out there. I mean, I have several other colleagues in this industry that do very great work. And I'm very proud of what we are all doing.
Okay, so now let's look at your business now and how people who are out there who actually can use their hands, who are very good with their hands, can also jump on. Well, we don't want you to be a monopoly. We want you to also kind of like help other people. Now, how can they begin to make quality just like you do and scale up their enterprise or their facilities or their know-how and all of that? Help these guys out.
I think the best thing is for you not to be jack of all trade.
Aha.
Right. There are several processes in making shoes. There are the tailors. People don't know that people that piece shoes are called tailors, actually. There are the tailors that piece the shoes. There are the pattern makers. There are the lasters, people that do the lasting.
There are different little units.
So there are different little units, you know. So what I started with was understanding these different units and how they interplay in the process of making a shoe. So such that, you know, you have different competencies. So, like, let me give you an example of the ABBA experiment. The ABBA experiment is such that you have like a factory layout, but not everybody is in the same place. So you have the shoe pattern maker somewhere. You have to go to another facility where you have the tailors. You have to go to another facility where you piece your shoes. So your shoe could do a travel within ABBA town
before coming out as one.
And because everybody is so much of an expert in what he's doing, everything comes out precision.
Nice.
Our shoes leave Nigeria and go to Europe and get pasted with a label and comes back to us.
So now what you've just said is a very unique feature here. And it's something that most people have said, that if you make a shoe in Aba, you send it abroad, it comes back 10. True. And why is that? Do we have to do that journey to actually make it more valuable?
When I started off, people were saying, you make these boots here. No, put a foreign brand to it. I said, no. I need to change the narrative. Because this is made in here, this is very good. Why can't I tell people that is Nigerian? So I chose that name, Metal. You know, it's a different story all the same anyway, but I chose that name that could break the ice with people because you really don't know what it is. Then, when you get to see it, you now see made in Nigeria.
Okay, so even if it's stamped outside the country, it is stamped with the saying made in Nigeria. So
no. It's made here. It doesn't live here.
It doesn't live here.
It doesn't live here.
Okay, I get you now.
It doesn't live here. You know, why you were asking why is it that people do that? And I said people do that because it's stamped Gucci. It's stamped Ralph Lauren. It's stamped whatever it is that they want to stamp it, and they bring it back, and everybody's fine with it. Oh, I'm wearing a Gucci. I'm wearing a Prada shoe. I'm wearing, you know, that kind of stuff. But I said no. That's not what I want to do.
I get you now.
I want to do something and make it indigenous to us. You know, make it a name people can relate to it. Metal, everybody, oh, what's Metal? Oh, it's a Nigerian brand, really? And it's made here. Perfect.
So how have policies helped or challenged your business? And I'm talking about export now.
Okay, in terms of export, what we've seen over time is that there are several bottlenecks with export. You need to get your acts right in terms of quality control, in terms of the markets as well. Because a lot of people think markets is just anywhere abroad, but you need to be sure where your market is. So in terms of export, it's not just about exporting to places. It's about knowing who to export to, which people are reasonable enough to accept what you have and maintain your consistency. So policy has helped in a particular way. I mean, the Export Protection Council is doing their best and is working well.
If you're watching at home, you can see samples of his product on your TV screen. No, these are not foreign shoes. These are made in Nigeria. You can see how beautiful they actually are. And one thing I always want to point out is the fact that this actually gives or helps out with jobs.
Absolutely.
You are making people have jobs. You're adding to the job market out there, giving people the opportunity to be able to make an income themselves as artisans and workmen.
And to believe that this is something that can give them a living.
I mean, look at that. That definitely, they just don't look like they're made in Nigeria. That's really, really good. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, if you would you say that your business is secluded or restricted rather to the Nigerian market, or have you started to experience people request for your product outside of
We
the country?
have started seeing that kind of response, from people outside, especially for people of Nigerian descent outside the country. So we've started seeing that, and it's quite encouraging.
Well, that is very fantastic, man.
Thank you very
now,
much.
I wish I could go on. We could talk more about this, but
Yes.
as much as you're in here to talk about SME, we also have a treat for you as our final guest.
Whoa.
No, we're not giving you anything absolutely elaborate, but a treat in our kitchen so that you can, go back and talk about our fantastic food and our fantastic chef here.
Oh, thank you.
This is
so
Mike
nice.
and, of course,
Hi,
Titi, who you've met.
welcome.
This
Thank you
is
very much.
Do sit
Please
down.
take a seat.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
Yeah, something I forgot to say. I'm a size 44. She's a size, I don't know what size. She's a size
Wow.
43.
What size are you wearing?
But I like boots.
43.
I'm
That's
a big
what you're wearing.
boot fan.
43.
Please, do we have slippers for him?
I have a slippers in the car.
Because as it's going now, it's not going with that. All right, great to have you.
Amazing
Chef Praise
Thank you
is
very
around,
much.
and Chef Praise,
All right.
we put
Wow.
this
That's
is
great.
snow white
Wow.
rice and
Great,
broccoli
great,
sauce.
great. Yeah.
So just very fast, they didn't get to see the final process, but let's talk about how we rounded up this.
Okay, so I used basmati rice for this. So I had my rice boiled. So I added all my veggies. I had carrot, I had runner beans, and I had red kidney and parsley with spring onion. So,
Okay.
so on the sauce, so I had the broccoli, I have the I have pepper, fresh pepper. I had spring onion. I have shrimps. I have mushrooms. I have bell peppers.
You have
Rich. She's rich. So rich right now.
It is. So yeah, let's go.
Colorful,
Let's straight up. Let's
Please.
let him try it.
Have a taste.
Yes,
that's-
it's all
Yeah.
It's all yours.
It's all mine. It's all yours. Please have a taste.
Tell us what it's.
Why is that toothpick there?
It's not a toothpick, Mike.
Why is the toothpick there?
Come on.
It's
not a toothpick.
toothpick.
Anyhow, there's egg there. It's like a kebab stick, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So it's not toothpick. What is it? What's it now?
Kebab stick.
Excellent.
Fantastic,
like it?
isn't it?
I love it.
You love
It's excellent. Wow. Let me do
All right.
this.
Yes, please
Taste
go
the rice.
ahead.
So I
Taste the
love the
rice
fact
with the
that it's
sauce.
snow white rice. So is there
Yeah,
a specific snow white rice in the market?
No.
How did you make it white like this?
Okay, so this is basmati rice.
Okay.
Yeah, so when you get to some supermarkets,
Yeah.
there are some that are gold, there are some that are white. So you just have to ask one.
Well, I have to say,
Why
this
this camera
is
on me? It's not supposed to be showing me. It's supposed to be showing that side.
super healthy meal right there. All the veggies looking so colorful. In fact, you know what? Let's wrap it up today so that people at home could go try it themselves.
Perhaps.
Please tag us with the hashtag Wake Up Nigeria on TVC when you post yours online. And well, hey, it's been an amazing Monday, everyone.
It has.
Yeah.
Well, hey, thank you very much for joining all of us. Chef, how can they find you? What's that social media handle again?
House of Delhi, Nigeria.
House of Delhi, Nigeria.
And you are
Yeah.
Boots by Metal.
fantastic. Now you know where to find every single person. Join us again tomorrow. However, that's where you find all three of us. So we'll be back for a Tuesday edition. Have a great Monday out there.
Bye.